Welcome once again to Inares Center as another epic battle unfolds for Season 81 of the UAAP. Let's first introduce our officials. First referee, Patrick Castillo, National Referee. Second referee, Herbert Matematico, National Referee. And now let's hear you cheer for your starters. First, from the UP Lady Maroons. Number 2, Ayi Bernardo. Number 3, Maristela Layo. Number 10, Isa Molde. Number 13, Justine Doro. Number 17, Ayel Estranjero. And their captain, number 18, Tots Carlos. And for their libero, Rem Altomea. Their head coach, Godfrey Okumu. And now for their opponents, the DLSU Lady Spikers. Number 5, Des Clemente. Number 6, Michelle Cobb. Number 7, May Luna. Number 8, Jolina De La Cruz. Number 13, Aduke Ogunsanya. Number 15, Tin Chamson. And number 12, their libero, CJ Saga. And for their head coach, Ramil De Jesus.
Well, here we go. The starting 6 for both teams. Very interesting, Noreen. They go with height, talking about the Lady Maroons as they start with Bernardo here against De La Salle University, who will be without Desiree Cheng in that starting lineup again. Against FEU, only played a couple of minutes in set number 2, scored 1 point. Against UE, she sat that match out, although she was in uniform. So a 2-game winning streak for them, both in straight sets after a 2-game losing streak for LaSalle, while UP, as we know, lost a couple of heartbreakers, one of which was the NU match at match point. And they were able to come back and bounce back the last time out in 4 sets against Adamson University. So the round 2 matchup begins with Mitch Cobb getting us going for this first rally.
Good serve for Mitch Cobb.
I think service is going to be very important for both teams today. We all know LaSalle takes pride in their service, but UP, not one of the better serving teams in the league, but they served very well against LaSalle in round number 1.
That's true. And that's what they want to do also today. Also, you're right, though. LaSalle, we got to mention, they're the number 1 serving team. So they got to use that to their advantage and hopefully try to get UP off their rhythm.
And a couple of very good serves right away from Mitch. Saga, Mitch, Luna flies and overcooks that one. So we're tied 1-1, round number 2, UP versus LaSalle, live from the Inares Center. The first time the UAP volleyball goes to Antipolo City, as we check in right back with Ayana Perlas.
Boom and Noreen, we are currently witnessing another starting Tin Tiamzon, and it's her 3rd consecutive starting for the line. Coach Ramil De Jesus. The Phil-Canadian wowed volleyball fans after her awesome performance during the FEU game and was crowned player of the game 2 games in a row. I had an opportunity to ask the open hitter what the key factor was to her monumental performance, and sabi nga niya sa akin that all she does is give her all, and included in this is the love for the team and the love for the sport. Now I also asked Tin how the team plans on answering UP's digs and sets, given that they are currently number 1 in the league, and Tin said we just need to play cohesively and be able to adjust to what UP gives us. Your thoughts, Boom and Noreen?
Well, she may be coming off the bench this year, but we all know, Noreen, that she's a 3-time champion.
Yeah.
Tin Tiamzon. And
a
starter for Coach Ramil for a very long time before this year, of course.
And she was a vital part of that, that core team.
Oh, for sure.
In the championship last year, so we know what she can do. So her coming off the bench and proving that, hey, I was part of that first six who won the championship, obviously is also good for her.
2-all. Tots Carlos gets it off the block, so they're up 3-2. To the delight of the UP fans here, a troop to the Inares Center. Kasama na dyan ang ating reporter, of course, si Sam Corrales. Sam, go ahead.
Boom and Noreen, as we go up against the today, the team is hoping to start everything on a positive note, and of course that begins with celebration on the court. Now they're trying to bring the joy back on the floor, and in our last game we saw the iconic UP ikot being done while celebrating. Sabi nga ni Captain Tots Carlos na magaan yung feeling sa court when they do this, and indeed it had a positive impact for us. In fact, sabi nga ni Coach Kuma right before this game, you know how to dance, right? Then go dance. Today is our day. Balik sa inyo, Boom and Noreen.
You know, Sam, thank you very much. It is, I know it's her first year, but you've seen that celebration many, many times before, Noreen. It actually makes people wonder why they don't
stop.
go back to it. Yes, and they stop because it's become some sort of an iconic celebration for them, even in the men's team back in the day. As Tots Carlos finds the corner here, it's 4-3.
You know that actually started, Boom, after their training in Japan. Normally the teams are like that. If they
Coach
go,
Jerry Ipa.
yes,
Correct.
when they go to a different country, they take all these little things that will make it fun, make the game look nice, what they're doing, and what I said, it makes them feel good. So you're right. For them to go back to that should be good for them.
That training in Japan, of course, Coach Jerry Yee bringing them there. They wanted to play faster volleyball. That was the purpose of the Japan trip. And coincidentally, the guy who helped them also facilitate the camps there was Coach God. Right?
Yeah, you're right.
He's a good friend of Coach Jerry Yee and helped him out during all their camps. As Tess Clemente shuts the door there and ties it all at 4.
Well, blocking, LaSalle, I'm surprised not the top blocking team, because in the previous years they've always been emerged as like 1 or 2. So, this season, especially in the second round, they want to use people like Ogunsanya and Clemente and, get those numbers in terms of blocks.
Lori Lynn Bernardo starts today and will deliver the serve, 5 serving 4.
And if I'm not mistaken, Boom, I think she started that game against LaSalle as well.
We'll check that. Yes.
Check that. So that's why probably Coach Godfrey saw that there is an advantage, or the chemistry against this particular team in LaSalle is there. So
now we said how important service will be. A service error for LaSalle and then a service ace for UP gives us a 6-4 score.
Another. As you were saying,
This is going to be premium today.
And actually, service, obviously, you mentioned that UP served well against LaSalle in that one game, but they have to work on exception as well.
The captain.
In the game.
We don't know in terms of percentage how well Des Cheng is with that shoulder, but she wants to ride it out. Remember, this is her last year. She wants to help as much as she can. She will set it for Tin. Sends it to the other side. 7-4 is the score. Toro. Cheng again. Tiamson ulit. Ayel goes back to Tots and reverses and gets the biggest lead of the match at 8-4. Lori did not play in that first matchup.
Okay.
But now she is, and her team is ahead by 4. Back inside the Nara Center for the game between UP and LaSalle. And as you mentioned earlier, UP coming off a win, a 4-set win. They lost the first set, and remember, they were coming off 2 straight losses in that one, so it was important to get this one, Noreen.
You're right, Boom. I mean, it was a morale-boosting victory, really bringing them back on track with their goals for the season. Going against a tough Adamson squad, really everybody, I was talking to a lot of the alumni, and they were like relieved that UP won that, but they worked hard for it.
Right, for sure. And Adamson has been tough. Just ask FPU earlier. Adamson has been tough.
That was a long game as well.
It's a long game, an hour and 37. As Coach Ramil technical timeout gets a score courtesy of the one-and-done player, Des Clemente.
Chamsong serving.
Well, so far, a good start for UP here in this first set.
Over-receive. Service again, a premium today. And also errors, obviously, because LaSalle committed 37 errors in that game.
Yeah, that's one department they would want to improve on, really commit lesser errors in today's game.
Which is a characteristic of Coach Ramirez's teams. Dorog able to cut it back. Clemente unable to put it away. Altomea sets it to Carlos, and Tiamzon
Capitana
gets a hand on that. Palabas na, sabi ni Coach Ramil.
Yeah.
That breaks the 2-0 run. You have your eyes on Tots Carlos today. We were talking about this in the production room, Noreen. You think it will boil down to her most probably, even if, let's say, Molde will probably get more points, but the way Tots plays, you think, not just in terms of points, but the manner of play, you think, is going to be very important for UP.
Oh yeah, I mean, she is the. Well, we gotta also say so is Molde. You're right, though. But the impact Tots has, like her being the team captain, obviously. Coach Godfrey knows what she can do for the team emotionally.
Right.
So again, if she can, stabilize her nerves, calm herself, and play the way she does, it's going to be big for UP.
I think that's the word there, impact. Yung impact ng Tots mabigat. Emotionally, especially, as Des Clemente sends it to the net for the second service error for De La Salle.
Yeah, and for me, one thing all these teams should realize coming into the second round is you already learned from the first round. In the second round, I always mention there's no turning back. There's no third round.
Right.
So in terms of your emotions, settling yourself, your mind, it has to be there already in the second round because you have your eyes set on the prize, which is getting first into the Final Four.
UP matches its biggest lead of the match right now at 11-7. Cheng set back. Tiamzon keeps it alive. But UP gets a 5-point lead after that rejection at the net.
Yeah, but good effort though by Tiamzon trying to chase that.
It's good to see Cheng swinging though. If you're LaSalle, that is encouraging. And she's putting a lot of power into it too. Coach Ramil with a timeout.
Dadalawa na kayo. Dadalawa na kayo. Dito ka. Dito ka. Tapos sa leader. Tapos dito ka papapasok. Ayun pa rin dalawang lakad. Nandito na lahat yan. Nandito na lahat. Dito ka papunta. Isa na nga lang gumasaway sa'yo eh. Tsaka importante, tingnan natin yung ginawa na situation. Ano bang habol natin? Lakas lang yung palo o makapuntos tayo? Diba? Hanapin nyo kung saan. Nakabantay lahat ng dividensa. Saan? Saan makakapatay ng bola? Diba? Pag dumating yung situation, huwag ka na mag-hesitate. Hampasin mo.
12-7, Noreen.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Ramil, for us, the viewers, also us as analysts, we know that Coach Ramil does not want to prolong things. If he wants to tell the girls what he has in his mind, he calls a timeout. Sometimes he will say, timeout, what a quick timeout, but that's the way he is. And given his track record, my goodness, are you going to question him?
No. Not a wise move.
Yep.
Tots Carlos gives him a 6-point lead.
Carlos.
And here comes the celebration.
Tots Carlos playing well for UP. That's a good sign for Coach Gotti and the camp with wearing maroon.
De La Cruz with a perfect first ball. UP able to keep it alive. Molde puts it away in zone number one.
And what about that? That was a set from Carlos to Molde.
Seven-point lead in set number one.
Better reception for LaSalle.
That's a great pickup by Tots, but double contact for Ayel to stop the run
on Ayel
of UP. We asked Sam the question about health because, I mean, admit it or not, it played a role in the two losses of UP. Ayel Estoniero, of course, diba, recovering from the illness. And then, of course, there's Justin Dorog also. And mentally, it just changes you if it's right before the game also, Noreen,
That's
di ba?
That's true. But then again, it's one thing these players have to realize also. You
Outside.
cannot, although yes, it's a valid excuse, but you cannot,
Yes.
base your game or the outcome of your game based on that excuse because you're still there to play.
May Luna started for
Oh,
DLSU.
back
She's on
to
the bench
serve.
now as Mitch Cobb will get us going in this 5-point lead of LaSalle. Molde finding an open
At
spot.
the net.
They're getting going. Molde and Carlos. Carlos is 5 of 7 from attacks at 71%. Carlos actually has more attack points than the whole DLSU team right now at 5-4. And now Isa is getting a little bit of offensive rhythm too.
Yep. They know they've got to step up and they got to play big in today's game if they want to beat LaSalle.
It's good serve. Saga
Yeah.
with a great first ball. Jolina off speed, but
Wow.
a pickup there by Molde. Another one here. Piston play. UP was wise to it. Back row. Tots pushes it to the other side. Cobb will open up to Cheng here. Cheng looks good with that attack, and that should also do well for her. Not only for the rest of the team from an optic standpoint, but for her confidence, Noreen, to get an attack like that in between blockers.
Yeah, and we've noticed in the past couple of games when she
Captain
played sparingly,
Cheng to serve.
she can't really stretch her shoulder that well. With that hit, we can see she's close to going back to her old form, which is a good sign for Coach Ramil.
And a morale booster maybe also for the team who are down by 5.
Oh, and we gotta mention, LaSalle is #1 in service.
Correct.
A lot of that, or a lot of those service actually came from Des Cheng. So they need that from her.
Sila ni Mitch Cobb yung talagang
Yeah.
matindi dyan sa departamentong service.
Yep.
And service ace, 11, serving 15. The captain in focus. Ayel, binigyan si Molde, bumalik sa UP. Miscommunication on the UP side, a chance here for LaSalle. Saga will set it up to Jolina. Jolina overcooks.
Outside.
And Patrick
No
Castillo, our first referee, says UP point. 2 technical timeouts, 2 times. UP is ahead.
Second.
The Lady Spikers winning against UEA and winning against FEU in straight sets, both of them, to get some rhythm back going into round number 2.
Yeah, and this is where actually Tintiamson started for LaSalle. And you're right, though, it's more of getting themselves back on track after those back-to-back losses, in which they found themselves in unfamiliar territory. So getting this win and against a very resilient team at that FEU in straight sets should be also good for the, for all these players, for the girls.
Also, rematch siya ng finals last year.
Oh, yeah.
Diba? So, mabigat yun. Mabigat yun from that standpoint.
That's true.
16 serving 11. What a serve, but it doesn't clear the net.
Yeah, you don't want to see that, coming off any timeout, technical or a regular timeout for that matter. Again, talked about the importance of service. You gotta get the service in.
I like how our courtside reporters, Ayana and Sam, focused on kind of like team bonding prior to this important game. They went on their own staycation while UP went through a psych sessions. It is, and I only mentioned that to underscore your point about how in the second round, most especially, mental toughness is just going to be,
Isa
probably what will
Molde.
separate the best teams from the good teams.
Not probably.
Service.
Well, there.
No, seriously. That's why, all teams for that matter, you gotta appreciate their programs because it's more well-rounded right now.
Timeout.
7-point lead. Sorry, check that. 18-12, 6-point lead.
Agad. Napakasimple. Wala pang ginagawa yung kalaban nyo. Wala pang ginagawa. So paano hindi lalabas ang kumpiyansa niyan? Dahil hindi tataas ang kumpiyansa, wala pa silang ginagawa, nagpupuntos na sila. Diba? At hayaan nyo silang paghirapan kung ano yung puntos na gusto nilang gawin. Huwag nang hayaan na magawa nila yung gusto nilang gawin. Nandun na tayo eh. Napakabait natin para magbigay ng punto sa kalaban. Okay, pahirapan nila.
I don't think there's any need to translate those words of Coach Ramil. Ayaw, parang nadadalian siya sa mga puntos ng UP, ano?
Isa Molde.
Ayaw niyang yung team niya namimigay lang ng mga pagkakataon. As Clemente with an emphatic quick attack.
Tower delivered.
You gotta love that coming off a timeout. They always mention that. You know, really, LaSalle obviously struggling a bit in terms of first ball. Their reception here. That's why Coach Ramil also trying to remind the girls that that's the basics of volleyball. That's how to get a rally going. You have to receive.
De La Cruz sends it to Molde. Estraniel. That's a great adjustment in midair
Doro.
by Justin Dorog, who is having her best year overall play for UP now that she's back as an attacker once again.
Yeah, well, we gotta remind the viewers really that she has identity issues in terms of position.
Yes,
right? She was libero,
That's a
then
good way of
back to
putting
the,
it, yeah.
so they get changing it together with Ayala Sonero. So
Correct.
you're right, though, her being a scorer or part of the first six right now, not as a libero. At least she's already stabilized. She's established what she has to do.
Because that's what she was back in high school.
Yeah.
As you see, this error from Estrella and Alba, yung dalawang balong pinasok ni Coach Ramil at umakyat na sa 7 ang abante. Yan na ang pinakamalaki dito sa ating laban. 2013 for the Lady Maroons. As Bernardo sends it to the other side. And a setting error, 2 setting
Catch
errors
and throw violation
by Alba here.
Yeah, and you know, LaSalle's really got to settle down. And again, we keep saying it. We have to keep mentioning it's really their
Serving.
first pass.
Lourdes
That's not working for them.
Bernardo.
That's giving them all the problems here in this first set. Oh, that's a better pass.
Too high. So UP now will do its thing on the offensive side. Dorog. Carlos. Somebody
Net
touched the net. It
violation
is
on
Clemente. 10 errors for UP in the first set. We're mentioning that because 37 was when they lost against UP in round number 1. So far, DLSU has 10 already. Oh, sorry, did I say UP?
Yeah,
I meant DLSU in this first set.
Yeah, and then that game, the first round game between both these teams, LaSalle had 8 more errors. That's a whole lot for a close game.
Clemente.
Told the difference.
Yeah.
Wow, umakyat ng 9 na puntos na rin ang ating kalamangan dito ng UP at 22-13.
Yeah, but you know, obviously, if they receive better seed, they can go to Clemente for these
Right,
combination
right.
plays. So they've got to focus on that.
Estrella with some top spin on that one to let it drop in the middle. 2 straight points for the ladies in green and white, defending champions and the 3-time champions.
And you really got to love that about Coach Ramil. You know, he knows
Sing.
who to sub
Samson.
at this particular point. If I have to take out my first 6, I will. I have faith in these second stringers. And you know, sometimes it works wonders for him.
Carlos.
Carlos, in the meantime, 7 points in set number 1, giving her team 2 points away from pocketing the first set. And she'll go to the jump serve on this one.
Good serve.
Estrella, another
Through
faster
the block.
attack from her.
Estrella.
Yeah, she can be the spark plug of LaSalle. Here in the third set, it's a big lead, but they're not out of it yet.
16 serving 23 now as Izamolde waits.
Uh,
11. That's, oh, sorry, that's error number 10, rather. So that makes it error number 10.
Okay. It's still double the output of UP.
Set
Which is fine,
point.
you're right.
UP.
Alba, one hand. UP scrambling, but are at set point. Alba again.
UP takes
And UP will
set
take
one.
set number 1 via a 9-point win, 25-16. Kind of the start that they wanted. Not the start that LaSalle wants here in Inares Center in Antipolo. You're watching the UAP right here on SNA. 24 minutes is what it took for UP to take a 25-16. For UP to take a 25-16 first set. What happened to both UP and bigger question, of course, is what happened to LaSalle as they went down by as much as 9 in that first set.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about team effort first, I think LaSalle not playing their game. They really struggled in terms of first ball, and that already dictated the tempo of the game, and the momentum really shifted to UP. And what's good for UP as a team is they played solid. Good, I mean, very decent receiving. Tots Carlos playing very well, which is their leader. We talked about the impact she gives the Lady Maroons, and the rest followed suit. So basically, team effort, it boils down to the basics in that first set, and it's the first ball of LaSalle and the errors of LaSalle that played the biggest factor in them not playing their game.
10 errors, forced and unforced, as to the 5 of UP. And the 3 service aces. Again, the number 1 serving team is De La Salle University consistently.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the pack. Referee Yule.
He's commissioner.
Sorry, yeah, but I mean, we always call him ref.
Yeah,
diba?
yeah,
Parang
yeah, yeah.
how you know how coach.
Yeah.
Commissioner
UP
Yule,
takes
happy
the first
birthday.
win of the match. Let's see if
Yeah, and the rest of the
number 2.
surrounding him.
Whom you worked closely with last year.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Serving first.
Marine, go alongside
Justine
myself. My
Doro.
name is Boom Gonzalez. We're happy to have you with us right up top at the Inares Center in Antipolo City. The first time we make a foray into the hills of Antipolo
Net
for
touch.
UAP
Violation
volleyball.
on Layu.
As Des Cheng gets the attack to go, and the first point for the defending champions.
Yeah, but I'd like to say also about that first set, when we saw the service aces, we looked at it. I looked at it again. It was UP with 3 service aces.
Right.
LaSalle 0.
0, yeah.
We gotta remind the viewers, LaSalle is a number 1 serving team. So that's what we're saying. It's how you counter your opponent and convert their strength and make it their weakness.
Perfect.
And your strength. So it's always a constant chess match between both teams.
Rally still going on here. Jolina rolls it to the other side with a cut
Jolina
shot from the opposite
Cruz.
side for a 2-0 lead to the delight of the LaSalle fans here as we go to Sam Corrales and her team winning that first set. Go ahead, Sam.
Boom and Noreen, right before this, you were talking about the importance of service for today's game, and I have to tell you that this is something our coaching staff definitely prepared for. Now, Assistant Coach Tom Manolo also emphasized the impact of anticipating our opponent's next move, and in one of the huddles, sabi niya, nakikita ko sa mga mata niyo na binabasa niyo ang kalaban, kaya keep it up. Nakausap ko din si Ayel Estraniero at sabi niya that they were reminded not to be intimidated with their opponent. On her part, mental toughness is something that she's been working on in practice, so hopefully it translates in today's game. Back to you, Boom and Noreen.
Actually, Sam, she's been working on it and preaching about it since the PVL championship, that she said that made the difference in their comeback against FEU, and she felt like it was such a moment that brought them over the hump in terms of like those mental struggles that they've had in previous years. Of course, can they translate that here into the UAP? That remains to be seen. Right now, 3-1 is our score as Molde sends it to the other side. What a smart cut shot by the Cebuana to get them within 1. And look at the reaction here. Look at this.
That's such a smart hit.
Oh, wow. Narong foot din si Des Cheng as we
Back to serve.
check in now with Diana
Maricela
Perlas.
Layu.
With anger in Coach Ramil's voice, ang hamon niya sa Lady Spikers, reinforce, toughen up, and think. Boom and Nareen, in spite of the team's winning streak, Coach Ramil was virtually pleading to the girls to escalate toughness on character and to play hardball. Sabi nga ni Coach Ramil that there's no room to be poor-spirited, especially in a game against UP, who is just as hungry as we are. Dapat nilang tulungan ang kanilang sarili dahil walang ibang tutulong, hindi sila. Now, Coach Ramil was not the only guiding voice because even with the booming crowd here in Inares, the coaching staff guided the girls and reminded them to show dominance, never get intimidated by the crowd, and reminded them that they have the blood of a champion. And with that, it's obvious that the Lady Spikers have to lend an ear to Coach Ramil's words and put it into action. Back to you, Boom and Nareen.
Thank you very much, Diana. It's a good
Now
start so
serving.
far. 4-2 for your team.
Chen.
Well, so far, LaSalle doing well. We can see that they've been receiving well, and that has changed already the complexity of this match. Sotomil to Molde. Alba to Jolie. Oh, and she buries that into the net. So I think nerve setting in also for Jolina De La Cruz. We talked about her in the pregame, but she was kind of silent there in the first set.
4-3, UP getting back a point. Ayala Estaniero has a full front line with Molde, Carlos, and the first-time starter, Lori Bernardo.
Good serve.
Alba opens. The pickup there by Altamea. The rainbow free ball for LaSalle here. Alba. Ooh, I like how she delayed that set. We saw that from our angle. Lori.
Kill.
How she was going for it. She made a little hop and then she delayed at the last second. Look at this.
Showing a lot of promise, really. And Jolina De La Cruz gets that point for LaSalle. We were talking about how silent she was in the first set, but so far in the second set, coming to life, Jolina.
It looked like she was going in front and then she tossed it back as Molde gives a high ball. Tiamson with a cross court. Altomea a little strong off her arm, so it's a 2-point lead for DLSU. Let me correct my statement early. Lori Bernardo also started against UE.
Yeah.
So second time starter.
Yeah, I remember watching her. I
For
just
Lori
can't
Bernardo.
remember which game, and I was impressed by her performance as well.
6 serving 3. This is the biggest lead for LaSalle. Carlos. Cheng. Alba will open. Bernardo and Molde collaborating for that block.
Yeah, defense working wonders. But you know, from the first set, you can feel that it's a different LaSalle. It's like they're talking more here in the second set. That's why they're playing better as compared to the second set in which we were talking after the set. What happened to LaSalle?
Alba reverses to Jolina. And Jolina puts it away. Wow. For a Gatorade-fueled spike of the game.
Yeah, they need those points from Jolina. They need balanced offense. It can't be just the outside hitters. Everyone has got to contribute.
De La Cruz, who was 0 of 6 in the first set, is at 50% here in the second set. In terms of her attacks, 3 out of 6. And a good serve there too. Over-received by Molde. But it's sent back to UP. Ayel. Back set to Carlos. Saga keeps it alive. Chelina sends it to the other side. And a great
save.
dive and a great get by Altamea. Chance here for LaSalle again. And a wall provided by the rookie. And a standout from King's Montessori School. And we all know that King's Montessori School produces a lot of great talent in high school. Look at this.
Look at her. Oh, you can't. There. Look at that.
All 6 feet of her.
She's just a freshman.
She's 5 years. You will see her for 5 more years here for UP.
Remember the name, Lori Bernardo.
And they're going to call, yes, Coach Gotti actually
Illegal
was...
attack.
Gotti
on
was
De La Cruz.
actually the one telling Herbert Matematico, our second referee, that there was an error. Coach Ramil emphatically denying this. Did you see?
Player nakatapak sa linya. Back row player nakatapak sa linya pag hit above the net.
Tumapak daw sa linya.
Okay.
Ayun. Tiptoe.
Yeah.
Angelina de la Cruz.
Okay, the crowd watching the replay getting into this.
Coach Ramil is looking at us and saying, he's shaking his head, said it's not good enough. He thought that was good. You know, those calls are very tough to look at in real time. And now 8-6 LaSalle still has the lead. First technical timeout.
Reminding everyone,
Well, the crowd has
please
gotten
turn
into it.
off
If you're
your
here at the
flash
Inada Center,
when
that
taking
this
photos and
timeout,
videos.
I think this is the loudest we've heard,
Turn off your
especially the LaSalle crowd, because they're probably feeling a little bit, you know, from that call, and then of course they're trying to pump up their team who are down by 2. But you know the UP crowd is going to come back here as they won the first set. Talking about UP, they're down by 2 points here at the Inada Center. We're also live, of course, in our HD platforms, SNA HD and Liga HD, and the number
Back
one
to the
sports
game.
website in the Philippines,
Big
sports.abs-cbn.com/livestream/UAAP. Tuloy ang laro with LaSalle at a 2-point lead. Make that 3.
blocked.
Yeah, LaSalle really playing a lot better than they did in the first set. And UP, they shouldn't actually. You won the first set, but you don't want to give LaSalle the confidence that they're already showing you so far here in the second set.
It's 9 serving 6. That's out.
Another service error there. You know what's key also in today's game? We kept talking about serving. It's not only serving hard, but it's serving consistently, getting
Now
the balls
serving.
in.
Thoughts.
Umiiling-iling si Coach Ramil kasi pang-anim na nila yan, Noreen.
Oh, 6 points. Well, UP gives it right back.
UP is 3rd service error. So the lead is still at 3. 10-7.
Yeah, but UP, you're down now by 3, earlier by 2. So these errors really, you don't want to commit those. You want to give chase and create some momentum for yourself.
Dorog sends it to the other side. UP has not had a clean attack recently here in this second set as Des Cheng,
Desiree
with great reaction,
Cheng.
great reflexes, dumps the ball to the other side and gives them a 4-point lead, their biggest here in set number 2.
You know, that slow-mo goes to show really the lack of focus, but because Estraniero knew it was an overball, you can go up to
Timeout.
block it.
Lady Maroons.
Coach Gotti calls his first timeout.
Guys, let us not change the way we are playing, all right? And let's stay focused. That ball, yeah, you play it and then jump again because the ball is in the air. Read what your other players are supposed to do. You can see when they're going to push it to the blocks, you have to be there, all right? The guys in front, we need it side out, okay? Don't be under pressure.
Well, you said it there, Noreen.
I read his mind.
Yep. Tots Carlos is 0 of
Back
4
to the
in set
action.
number 2
Des
after starting off
Clemente
7 of
serving.
11 in set number 1. Her team, Tots' team, is down by 4 to Des Clemente's team. Carlos, that's her first
Off the block.
point
Thoughts.
and
Carlos.
attack point here in set number 2.
Well, so far in this match, we can see both teams really going to their outside hitters, to their opposite hitters. Not too much of the center. We have yet to see Layog or Gonzania get into the
Substitution.
scoring.
Right.
Sub by
Marian
Clemente.
Buitre
But basically,
and Marian
that's that.
Sotomil
It's
in the game.
really a battle of the outside hitters, and that's going to be predictable if you keep going to that. So they really got to change it up a bit. Both teams for that
Well,
matter.
right now,
Now
Coach
serving,
Gotti changing it up. Tots
Justine
Carlos and
Doro.
Estraniero will go to the bench. Maisa Tamil and Marian Buitre is back, or sorry,
On
is
to play.
appearing for the first time as Alba gets the 1-2 play to go, and another 4-point lead for them.
Yeah, very smart tip there. Just piercing the heart of this UP defense.
Marian Alba getting this rally started with their 7th service error.
I don't want to be in LaSalle's next practice, win or lose.
Yeah.
He's gonna correct those errors, I'm
for
sure.
Laig will serve. Coach Gotti hollering from the sidelines, right in front of me and Noreen here.
Yep.
Alba will open up to Julina through the block. Sotomil goes to the other side. Molde
What a dig by Tiamzon.
off speed. Buitre will just send it. What a dive and a get by Alba. Sotomil back to Marian on the opposite side, and it's off and it's long. Coach Gotti looking for a check. But Patrick Castillo, our first referee, says nope. Look at this get.
Yeah, that was Alba from the back.
So back to a 4-point lead, the biggest
Destiny
3 times already in this
to
set.
serve.
LaSalle has established that.
What a
What a
serve.
Service ace.
Right at our Gatorade hydration checkpoint, the captain Des Cheng playing off the bench today. Still not 100% after that shoulder injury. This is the most she's played since the UP match in round number 1. Remember when she was already crying in the 5th set because of pain. As Molde finally ends that LaSalle rally, she is 2 out of 9 here in set number 2 in terms of her attacks.
Yeah, a very focused Molde in that hit. We can see that she was all business. But for the LaSalle fans, you have to be happy. Deschamps serving that way, obviously getting better, through time.
Yeah, it looks like more normal yung motion in Des Cheng, you say. Marian Buitre with a service error will move out with Sotomil, the usual
UP. Estranero and Carlos.
substitution for Coach Gotti, as Carlos is back and Ayel is back.
Serving,
Because this
Antuque,
lead is now at
Ogunsanya.
5, the biggest for LaSalle. The biggest for UP was 9 in set number 1, and an 8th service error for LaSalle.
It's really painful to see, at this type of game, this type of match the quality, and you have so many errors, really just bringing the game down a bit.
And you're really giving an opportunity for UP to come back here. As Molde gets a service
That's
ace
an ace.
using the net.
Molde.
What did they say? Better to be lucky than good?
Exactly.
Come on now.
She knows, you can see the reaction.
She goes long this time on this one. Oh, what a setup. What a dig by Altomea. Des again. Not that time, says Ayel. Dorog pushes it to the open spot, but it's long. Yes, it is. Dots is saying that it was on the line.
Technical.
First referee
Timeout.
looking at the linesman. The linesman said it's long, it's wide. 4-point lead for the defending champions. Back inside the Henares Center here in Antipolo City. Well, if you can't make it to a venue like this for whatever reason, no worries. We got you covered. You can watch this sport or any of your favorite sports. Just one click. iWant Sports, the newest section on iWant, is now available. Download or update the iWant app via App Store and Play Store, or log on to iWant.ph now.
Yeah, the different platforms for you.
We
No
got you covered.
excuse.
No
De La
excuse.
Cruz.
16 serving 12. Exciting volleyball action here in match number 32. That's a setting error.
Double contact violation.
Again, it's getting predictable. Talking about the offense right now of UP, the blockers of LaSalle are there anticipating well. So depends on who's really going to change up things. stir up things a bit.
Imagine this is a 5-point lead with a lot of service errors pa from LaSalle.
That's
Imagine
true.
that.
That's true.
Dorog changes her mind, and a campfire in the middle of
Dorog.
LaSalle's defense.
Yeah, Dorog playing it smart, reading the defense. That's the way to go. You can see the blocking's working. You gotta change it up.
She sold it so well too.
Substitution.
Jesma Ramos, their spark off the
Ramos
bench,
in.
comes in for Layug. As the rookie, who was a basketball player back in the day, by the way, and you can see it with the way she jogs, the way she struts, runs. May pagka-basketball yung forma ng takbo eh.
Medyo firm.
Reaching
That's the call there,
beyond the
Noreen.
net. On
They call it
Clemente.
overreaching.
Let's
Let's
listen.
see.
Oh, we couldn't hear the conversation. We couldn't eavesdrop on that Patrick Castillo and Des Cheng.
It's very clear. It's clear. It's clear. I don't read lips, guys.
No, I think Coach Ramil, in all fairness to him, looked at the monitors now for the replay and did not react anymore. Parang nakita nga niya. Oo nga naman.
It's very clear. The ball did not cross, and Clemente put it down.
Sometimes you don't know your own height.
Jesma
2 straight
Ramos.
points, and look at that, the spark off the bench, as we said, Jesma Ramos. Hugot ni Coach Gotti. And this is down to a 2-point lead.
Yeah.
This was up at 5. The biggest.
Timeout. Lady Spikers.
Walang problema doon. Yun ang gusto mong gawin eh. Wala tayong magagawa doon. Di ba? Ang importante ganito, nakapuntos, bawi na lang tayo. Isim tayo ng tama. Then pwesto sa block pag hindi makapatay. Okay, ganyan. Minsan kasi, kung mapapalo niya kasama niyo, hindi tayo nakakover. Palagi yun ganun. Coverage tayo ng coverage. Huwag tayo magsawa. Magsawa, huwag magsasama bumaba. Huwag magsasama kumover sa kasama.
Okay po.
Ganyan. Lagi natin tatandaan yun. Lahat ng pinalo ng kasama natin ang taas ilalim. Okay? Mag-i-aggressive tayo sa baba.
Recover! Recover!
That's 3 straight points for UP. 17-12 was our score when Jelena De La Cruz was serving. And 17-15 now. Jesma Ramos with a point for their 15th point. And UP making a chase here.
Back from the timeout.
But Coach Ramil, obviously, that's true. I heard what Des Cheng said. Recover,
Recover.
recover.
Right.
If they're playing well, UP's giving change. What do you do? Have stops.
And sometimes that's what the timeout does. Gets you off your rhythm and forces a 5th service error from the UP side. As Mitch Cobb will make a return. Matagal-tagal na wala. Si
Substitution.
Mitch Cobb.
Michelle Cobb and Rovi.
And Rovi Estrella also back
in
for De La
DLSU.
Cruz and Alba.
Yep. Obviously reinforcing the front line for LaSalle. Crucial moments of the second set.
Yeah, that's right. 18-15. Gusto nilang bumitaw dito with Tin Tiamzon serving. Over-received, but they're gonna call another overreach because you gotta give an
Reaching beyond the
opportunity
net.
to the setter
She knew it.
to set. Yeah, right away, she turned around. It's really the toughest call to make if you're that's your height, that's your position, and an over-reception from the other side. It's tough. Sabi nga ni Coach Ramil kanina, just go for it, diba? But you gotta judge it, but it's tough to judge in real time.
But really, you know, that's the reason why they came up with that rule
Correct,
to
yes.
begin with. It's because, you know, they acknowledge that there are tall players,
Yes.
smaller setters, and they have
Unfair
to,
advantage.
That's true. That's true.
Long rally here. Dorog gets it through the block,
Dynamo
sorry, over the block.
Dorog.
Nasira yung timing ni Cobb in terms of her footing, so she could not get to it. And now the lead is down to 1. They have crawled back to be within breathing distance.
Well, that's what Dorog, obviously, if you watch the games in the first round, that's what she's been practicing. Just hitting it off the blockers, you know, playing it smart for UP.
Cobb, combination. Molde was there. They opened to Dorog again. Malayo.
No
Mataas at
Outside.
malayo. So
She
the
went for it.
Yeah, the opportunity to tie was there. And konting giggle. And no spin on the ball, no wrist action, so pretty much the ball went straight outside.
Serving.
Pretty much a
Des
floater.
Clemente.
Des Clemente. 19 serving 17. LaSalle down a set.
Oh!
9 service errors.
Yeah, so again, Coach Ramil telling Clemente, move back. You know that your adrenaline rush is there, so move back. You have to adjust.
5 in this set, Noreen.
Ouch.
Cheng. That's out.
Outside.
And
No
UP
touch.
is back. Tied. From 5 points down. Cobb in the middle. Estrella is checked.
It's still alive.
Chance here for UP to take the lead. Carlos. It's great reaction by Saga. Estrella on the other side. Carlos with the dig. Molde. Cobb was there for coverage. Estrella again. It's still alive. Nope. Patrick Castillo
Double
says
contact. Violation.
that's a violation.
Boy, that was our longest rally so far in this match.
And an exciting one at that. And it's for an all-important point because whoever won would have taken the lead. LaSalle takes back the lead. As Cobb will move out, Alba will come back in. De La
Mars
Cruz
Alba
and Estrella
De La Cruz
back in this game. Mars Alba or Marian Alba.
Well, Coach Ramil sticking to the game plan. Remember, Alba has got a couple of service errors under her sleeve as well.
That one's a good one.
Yep.
Bump set. Molde cross court.
Oh, what a
Saga.
dig.
Cheng. They're looking for a double contact. Coach Gotti is sumisenyas kay Patrick Castillo. Nakausap ngayon ni Tots Carlos. Two-point lead for LaSalle. An all-important point. And Des Cheng gutting it out.
Yep. Oh, what a serve.
Mababa. Pagkakataon para sa LaSalle muli. Sa rookie binigay. The dive by Dorog. Molde. Down the line to Mars Alba.
Molde.
You know, so if she gets that approach, that proper approach, she is lethal. Talking about Isa Molde, look at that.
And how tough is that? Where your body is looking cross court, but your attack is down the line. That is a tough attack from an ultra-talented player.
Yeah.
Ogunsanya is checked. Cheng from the side, from the other side. That is out, says the linesman. Cheng says it's in. Cheng is going to talk to our first referee. Boy, our first referee has been busy today.
Yeah, a lot of both sides really. A lot of questions there.
It's a good decision by Dorog to just let it fly.
It's clearly out.
21 all. I think what they were looking for was baka na check down.
Yeah.
Ramos with the serve. Cheng again!
Cheng makes
Yeah,
them
now you
pay.
see the importance of a Des Cheng in this LaSalle lineup, really. We talked about how Tots Carlos was important to UP. That's also how important Des Cheng is to LaSalle. The captain's working hard for both
And
teams.
how important was the rest from the UE and FEU game that she didn't get to play that much. And all of that though, she gets a service error, one of the better servers of LaSalle. That is 10 in this, 6 in this set, 10 overall for LaSalle, and we are
Serving.
tied at 22. So
Estranero.
put that in your back pocket just for a while and see where this set goes.
And boom,
First lead.
Double
First lead for
contact.
UP.
and
Violation.
boom, the irony of the, you talked about the service errors, is they're the #1 serving team. So that's an irony, really, for LaSalle.
And Coach Ramil calls this timeout
Ladies
as UP is
fighters.
ahead by 1, 23-22. Up 5, down 1. What has happened? What has changed, Noreen, especially from the UP side of things?
Well, UP actually, with all these substitutions, it worked wonders for them here in the second set. They're playing a lot better, smarter. But basically, it's LaSalle with all these errors. Again,
Service lalo na, no?
Service.
6 yun eh.
Oh.
5 yung abante mo, 6 yung pinamigay mo. So you do the math.
And you did say it, Boom. It's also giving
Yep.
life back to your opponent. You had a lead, but you committed all these service errors.
What a dig, what an attack. Carlos! Nanggigil, Noreen. She saw the opportunity. Let's look at that. What an attack by Molde, but what a dig by Cheng.
Yeah.
And then she saw the opportunity. It's just too much on that spin.
You're right. That's the right term, Gigil.
Gigil.
Over eager to get that point.
So good timeout. Sabi nga ni Des Cheng, papatayin natin to. So nakakuha sila ng patay. And a 7th service error. 11 overall. It is set point for UP. Remember that. They were up 5. And that's a 7th service
UP
error for LaSalle.
at set
Again,
point.
coming from the #1 serving team.
Molde. Alba reverses to Jolina. Chance for UP. That's just
Clemente
length and
on the
height.
block.
Des Clemente. And we are going to extension here in set number 2.
Yeah, one thing you have to do as a player, read your defender. You know, Clemente's tall, you
Timeout.
can't give that.
Lady
That's a
Maroons.
baby drop for you.
They want to make sure of this point. Coach Gotti calls a timeout.
Guys, you need that pass. The guys behind, watch, they'll stop long. Okay?
Yes, Coach.
They'll force you guys behind. So you in front, watch the dropping balls. The dropping balls, the short balls are yours. Right. Okay? But the guys at the back, hey, you have to watch the long balls. Okay? Coach, we need that side out. Ayan, you know what to do. No panic, relax. You guys are doing great. You guys are doing great. Come on.
Positivity being encouraged there in that timeout by Coach Gotti. He wants to make sure of this point. They're receiving in this one, so the important part here is the pass.
Yep. And if you're LaSalle, we know
We have
what we want from the
deuce.
players to serve, to get your
Selena
service
De La
in.
Cruz
But for UP,
serving.
really, you need conviction. You can't be just giving these baby drops to LaSalle. Well,
Again,
they're not listening.
but you know, that's also what Coach Gotti did. You know, they called the timeout.
That's
Coach
true.
Ramil did the same thing earlier. It's not only to give instructions, but to just
Another
ice
set
the
point.
Ice
server.
the server.
For UP.
That's true.
And it's in the hands now of the rookie. Set point. UP with a chance here, 25-24. Carlos, back to UP, Ramos. From 5 points down, UP makes a comeback and is 2 sets ahead of the 3-time defending champions, courtesy of the spark plug from the bench, Jesma Ramos.
Yeah, winning time, you go to thoughts, but yes, it was just by your right boom who ended it.
We'll take a break. We will be back live here at the United Center when we resume activities. Back for live coverage here on ABS-CBN Sports on SNA. Set number 2, 17-12 was our score when Coach Gotti called the timeout. And LaSalle was ahead. Jolina De La Cruz was serving. the complexion totally changed from then on.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta just say in that second set, LaSalle dictated what happened the entire second set. They played well, they led. But then with all these errors creeping in, these emotions getting the best of them, they're overwhelmed by their emotions. They cannot control the adrenaline or whatever's in their mind. They keep serving out, and that's all of them. Almost all of them, for that matter. They gave it back to UP, and UP graciously
Took it, yeah.
and happily took it.
They were looking good, looking sharp. But UP did not give up. And you look at the numbers and the opponent errors, 14.
Yeah. It's crazy. You know, they led in attacks, aces, now it's even, blocks by 1. But basically, these errors, these 14 errors of LaSalle, happened at that time when they gave UP, they gave life to UP. UP scored this. You know, they equalized the match and finally won it. It was really just LaSalle giving it to them in the silver
And 7 of those were service errors.
Yeah.
Half of those were service errors.
And in the latter part of that second set.
You're right, in the chase
DLSU
that UP was making. But
Let's start
no match is
set
won
number
after
3.
2 sets.
That's true. That is true.
Mars Alba to serve.
And LaSalle will have to do it the hard way today and hope for a 10th, 5th setter for season 81 if they want to win and come back in this ball game. UP ahead 2-0. We begin set number 3. Cheng.
First block.
She's looking good today, isn't she?
She is. You're right. The flow, her swing, everything looking good for LaSalle. But Coach Ramil opting to stay with Alba. So we'll see how it goes.
In the meantime, let's check in with Ayana Perlas.
Boom and Noreen, another loss for the Lady Spikers, and you can't see nothing but disappointment, but with a mix of thirst in the faces of the coaching staff and the girls. Now, they executed well, but the breaks just didn't go their way alongside the painful service errors. Be smart, be synchronized, and we can still come back. Know your role. Yan naman ang ginagawa natin sa training and practice, dalhin dito sa game. Coach Ramil exclaimed in frustration that the girls need to have use inside the court, and may it be blocks or digs, they need to know their use. Back to you, Boom and Noreen.
And Ayana, just as you were saying, you know, the service, yun ang nangyari, their 13th service error of the game so far. De La Cruz trying to find the spot. Long rally here at 1-all. Cheng pushes it to the other side. Dorog will underhand it to Tots. That's a little bit too ambitious. It's far out. It was low, and she was out of position. All the wrong factors for an attack. She tried to. She tried.
For effort.
Oh, naman. Oh, you have to.
Yeah. But you're right. She has to acknowledge the fact that all the wrong things to do with a set was there. So you just have to adjust to it, because at the end, you're the one responsible for that error.
What a dive by Alba. Tiamzon sends that baby home with some heat behind that ball too for a 3-1 lead for a team that's down by 2 sets here as we go to Sam Corrales this time.
Boom and Noreen, when Lori Bernardo, a rookie, started playing for UP, her teammates were saying how easily they got inspired by this girl's winning ways. Now, this girl, along with Rem Altomea, actually won gold medals in Palarong Pambansa while before entering UP, and I had a short conversation with Isa Moga about this. Sabi ni Isa na mas naging competitive sila as a team when the rookies entered, kaya ang mindset niya today ay magtiwala lang sa sarili like the rookies, kasi kapag nagsimula na daw ang self-doubt, tutuloy na ito. Balik sa inyo, Boom and Doreen.
Mga bata ni Coach Ketigan yan. Alaga at mga produkto from Kings Montessori, you know, just mga palarong pambansa standouts.
Yeah, a champion.
Yeah, the champions. NCR. In the meantime, Jolina De La Cruz gets them a 2-point lead. LaSalle, that is, 4-2.
But you know, as she reported that Bernardo, you know, what she's doing really well is eliminating that middle. The little times that the setters got to the middle, Bernardo was there to check it. So, I mean, for a rookie, that's pretty good.
Cheng. Tots. Doesn't go through.
Double contact violation.
You can see, no, with that error, the arm extension is not the normal. It's a bit tight, and you can see it's not the normal touch. Yeah.
Yep.
And that happens.
You're right, yeah.
Yeah, that happens when medyo gigil, when, you know, nandiyan yung emotions niya.
Yun din, may konting alalay doon sa palo. Malambot at hindi umakyat ang bola. So, 4 ang abante ngayon ng De La Salle University.
Yeah, one thing with the game of UP, we always say they lack the conviction they need, you know, to play consistently in a match. They always tend to lapse into errors, you know, all these, you know, they're always thinking always thinking what to do. They have to have conviction.
Double contact.
Double contact on Agunsanya.
Is that Ogsanya?
Yeah.
Yes. You know, she's out of her element today. She's 0 of 9 of attacks. And then that error. Malaking bagay na si Ogunsanya. She has to get going here for De La Salle.
That's true. Yeah, we kept saying, you know, after the first and second set, obviously, it's a battle between the wing hitters. Actually, for both teams. So, obviously, it will become very predictable. So, it's really who's going to adjust, who's going to give, who's going to punch.
Molde serving.
Oh, lucky break.
Underneath. Oh, it was a check. Now that happened right in front of us, and it's still hard to see. Oh, it's a check. Off thin.
Again, these players never admit.
Tiamzon flies in and gets the point. Maintains a 2-point lead.
Yeah, we need that. LaSalle needs those numbers from Tiamzon. They really need a finisher, an attacker, and so far Tiamzon doing well for LaSalle.
The rookie Jelena De La Cruz serving 7-5. What a serve! Good serve. Thoughts. That's another off the block.
Off the block.
Check ball.
Carlos.
7-6. 6 will be serving 7 here.
But we got to give it. LaSalle serving better after that opening service error.
You know, sa 5 years pa yan maglalaro sila Bernardo. And then they have Maisa Togil. And then si Nicole Magsalile pa.
Yeah.
Who they're, you know, parking this year because there's so much talent from the attackers here in this current crop. When she joins next year, in the last years of Tots Carlos and Isa Molde, as we look at this Fudgy Bar O-Bar sa Saya, the future is bright for UP.
Actually, the future is bright for the sport. If
For
you
the
can
sport,
talk
yes, of
about
course.
all the rookies.
Yes, who are coming in and who are playing now.
Exactly.
Timeout.
In the meantime, UP takes over the lead right at the technical timeout. Feel the school spirit, wear your school pride. Head on to the UAP store or to uapstore.com and get your official licensed UAP merchandise, shirts, caps, headphones, novelty items. Follow UAP store on Instagram and on Facebook. We're live on SNA and on Liga and our HD platforms and formats, SNA HD and Liga HD. Bernardo on your screens,
Back to the game.
starting for the second time this
Bernardo
year
still
with
serving.
5 points, 2 blocks, 3 service aces. I had to wait a little bit. Baka kasi ma-jigs ko eh.
May mga magagalit.
Magalit sa akin. Marami na yan sigurado. In the meantime, from being down here, UP again staging a comeback a little earlier in the set this time and are now up by 2, 9-7. Pinasok na si Julia Ipak dito para sa LaSalle. Her first appearance in this match.
Yeah.
Match number 32.
Well, Coach Ramil's got to change things up, finding that right chemistry, that right players to put in.
Carlos! And a donut
Carlos!
hole on the defense
Unstoppable!
of De La Salle. 3-point lead. Coach Ramil is tempted to call a timeout. Yes, he presses the button.
Timeout, Lady Spikers.
Wala, sumalo na mahaba. Wala naman, hindi nagbabasa kung anong gagawin sa depensa eh. Di ba? Nag-aantay tayo ng mahabang palo. Pag mahabang palo, todo bueno. Huminto na yung spiker eh, ang bago natin magbasa. Di ba? Tingnan lang natin. Hindi pa pwede kasi na ang pasa natin, handun lang. Kung papalo tayo, lagyan nyo. Kung nakakapwesto, gamit, kalipad ng palo. Hindi po pwedeng ganun lang. Basta pinalo nyo lang ang isisipo.
Dean Kiko Diaz in the house, cheering for UP, obviously.
Four up by 3. Dario, mamigay ka naman. Up by 3 and up by 2 sets with Bernardo still serving. And now serving it out. I didn't say anything. Don't look at me that way.
No, we gotta give it to Coach Ramil.
Yes, again, icing the server.
He always knows when to call a
These
timeout.
coaches, no? Ganda rin ang ating chess match between our head coaches. One who is on 2 decades already for LaSalle and second year for Coach Gotti. A full year pati of training camp with the girls as Justin Doro gets it through for a 3-point lead.
Again, playing it smart for UP.
You're right. Another girl who stood out in ang palarong pambansa games. Clemente is in. Ipak will move out.
Yeah, obviously Coach Ramil wanting a little more height there to go up against a Dorog.
Ayel will attack. Alba, Cheng off the block.
Desiree Chen.
Yeah,
Off the
hitting it
block.
off. A smaller blocker in Ayel Astronero. That's Cheng. Yep, smart hit there.
Des Clemente this time. Down 2.
Whoop. There's a bug with the Sal today. It's not just here with us, a bug. The service,
The service
there's something
bug.
there. I mean, it's so uncharacteristic of LaSalle.
Dug up by Cheng. Sorry, dug up by Alba. Cheng sends it to the other side and a free ball for LaSalle. Ogunsanya. Alba will go for it. Oh, what a move.
Mars Alba.
Yeah, that's what they need. No? They need to change it up. If Alba can get going, get a couple of points off that.
You see that form too?
Yeah,
Look at that. Look at that switch. That's so quick.
I'm reminded of Kim Fajardo.
Yes, exactly. 10 serving 12.
Oh, that was the Alba Noel? Yeah, of UE, right. The UE man's a brother.
Correct. That's double.
Double contact.
Second
on
violation.
Estranjero.
Ayel Estranjero.
Well, a couple of double violations from both sides in terms of setting. So I think nerves really setting in.
Well, it's an important game. LaSalle, as you mentioned, is at 5-2 behind Ateneo 7-1. 7-game winning streak for Ateneo. UP is at 4-3. Now behind FEU, who are at 5-3 because of that big 5-set win over Adamson University. That was a strange set by Mars Alba.
Yeah, she found herself out of position.
Nalunod.
Oh, medyo nalunod. You're right.
So 13-11. Layug will go back. Service error again. They have 7 in the game.
How about UP?
UP, yes. Coach Gotti doesn't mind it now yet. Hasn't been a factor for them, negatively at least, yet, not yet. More a factor from the LaSalle side. Jolina saw that, but gave it to UP, so a chance to attack. They go to Molde. Set back. Dots from behind.
Oh, good dig.
Tiamzon. Good reflexes there by Bernardo, not panicking. Another long rally here. Back to Bernardo. Access denied, says Ogunsanya.
Well, she gives it right back. Bernardo's been doing that for her the entire match, so this time Ogunsanya gets one over Bernardo. That should boost her morale, talking about Aduke.
That's the first point, by the way, of Oduke Ogunsanya. Des Cheng will serve.
Earlier, that was the son of Coach Ramil who plays for the men's team of LaSalle.
Des Cheng gets a service. Ace, they take over the lead. 14-13 right at our Gatorade hydration checkpoint. What a match so far.
Yeah.
I mean, despite the 2-0 lead, the quality of the game.
And you feel not only, it's also the intensity.
The emotion and intensity, you're right.
Emotional.
It's like a playoff game. It's
Yeah.
like a Final Four matchup.
Exactly.
A yell up top. Molde. Alba tries to chase. Molde with some heat on that one.
Well, she has been packing a punch here in today's game.
Look at this. Perfect for our JRS Express best play of the game, right in between the blockers too. Not only was it powerful, it was placed very well. Cholina answers back with a stare down
and
too.
the stare down.
We were just talking about the quality of this match. You have Molde with a banger and De La Cruz with a detonation on the other end.
Not to be outdone. That's the executive director, Rebo Sagisag there.
I was going to say, how can you be looking at your phone in a game like this?
He's in I want.
Okay. I want. Molde. Alba picks it up. Jolina sends it to the other side. Molde will try again. And a quicker set for Isa Molde worked because the blockers were not able to converge beside each other. Tinan mo, layo ni Des, oh.
Right, obviously it's a great set by Estaniero Molde.
Those subtle changes sometimes with the set makes a whole lot of difference. 15 all, Noreen. Somebody touched the net, it's thin. I think she scraped the net. I don't think she realizes it, but we'll probably take a look at that at 16-15, UP with the lead. Over 6,000 trooping to the Inara Center and a 7,000 capacity venue here in the heart of Antipolo City. We are thanking them for coming by. I am quite sure a lot of them are not from the area.
Yeah. I remember a line in one of the movies. If you build it, they will
They
come.
will come, yeah.
They will come.
Yeah. Mahirap dun sa angulo na yun. Did you see if she did touch the net to scream?
Yeah.
She
but
did? You saw it?
I saw it, and not only that, I was looking at Coach Ramil earlier.
Hindi
and
na
his-
siya umangat.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yun
okay.
pa lang alam mo na eh.
Okay. What an attack by Tiamzon. The flick of the wrist for the top spin through the block. Look at it. In between the block. Look at the flick of the wrist. Ball dropping. And we are at 16 all, Noreen.
Oh, I can't get in any closer than that, but you can see in that slow-mo. Again, when you do something, when you go up to block, that has to be with conviction. Everything has a purpose. It went through Tots Carlos.
Is that the third double contact error on Ayel Astronero? Another, uncharacteristic for Ayel. Although she does have, every now and then, she is called for these double contacts. But today, that's already her third.
And to think UP is #1 in running sets, so obviously Ayel Astronero at the helm of that. Coach Ramil's gonna
That's crucial.
pull his ears off his head.
And that is their 15th all in all.
The painful thing about it really is what can Coach Ramil do? You can coach,
Oh, no, of course.
but implementation,
Of course.
players,
You can only do so
Yeah.
much. Alba met at the top by Layug, and Layug winning that joust.
But the coverage wasn't there. The ball was gettable.
Layug anticipating. That is what Coach Tony naman was talking about earlier, no?
Yeah.
Reading so that you can jump on those jousts that Tots Carlos did not do earlier. Clemente! Oh, that's out. Says Patrick Castillo. There's Cheng. A little conversation.
Well, the referee saw it. Was all over.
That's his area.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's look at that. Again, this is a tough angle, but it's hard to see from this angle.
Oh, it's out.
Well, it's out. Okay. Play on. Malaki to. 2 puntos na kalamangan at this juncture. Now it's a 3-point lead. Dangerous times here for LaSalle. 20-17 in set number 3 and a 2 sets to love lead.
And if you're UP, you should be happy the big names are the ones you were saying at the latter part.
Patience, hindi po pwedeng ganun. Puro init ang ulo na sa loob eh. Puro init na lang ulo, hindi ka nakakadiskarte. Maybe pati pagbablock ka, nakikipag-una na tayo sa spiker. Diba? Kaya dapat timing. Timing yung pagbablock, timing yung depensa, timing ang lahat ng gagawin. Lalo na yung mga setting, timing yan. Wala sa timing lahat ng ginagawa nyo. Ultimo serve, wala sa timing. Lahat ang minamadali lang natin. Hindi kalmado ang mga sarili nyo, pakautak nyo. Relax nyo.
Down 3, Noreen. What do they have to do?
Well, Coach is saying he addressed the fact that mainit na ulo. Meaning, because of the way, maybe the errors, the way they're playing, their mind is not in the game. They can't be that
affecting it,
way.
yeah.
Yeah, it's affecting what they're doing more.
Kailangan kalmado lang daw, sabi ni Coach.
Exactly. And we're not yet done. I mean, it's a decent score, 17-13, but they gotta calm down.
Chance here for UP for a 4-point lead. Carlos with a push. Alba! And a 4-point lead indeed for the Lady Maroons.
Yeah, LaSalle in disarray right now.
May Luna is coming back into the match for the very first time.
Substitution for DLSU, May Luna
Yung
back in the game.
mga anak ng ating producer, si Ana Carlos Oyuga. Natutuwa kasi sa taga-UP yan. Si Joaquin, taga-UP yan.
Naka-maroon.
Oo, Kamaroon. Obvious ba?
Yeah.
Boom, obvious ba? In the meantime, service error for Bernardo. 3-point lead.
Again, LaSalle is not out of this.
But just as you say that, and Ramil addressing that during the timeout.
What is
16 service errors for DLSU.
and what has he got to do? I'm talking about Coach Ramil. You bring in subs.
For DLSU.
And what has he got to do? I'm talking about Coach Ramil. You bring in subs hoping to change the
Talagang biglaang pasok. The challenge always for players like that to stay ready. You always say that.
Yep.
Volleyball players always warming up in the sidelines. And now, Maisotamil with a 4-point lead for UP. make that 5 after Layug wins another joust at the net.
Yeah, UP doing a good job reading LaSalle in this part of the match.
The Mitch Cobb now will be pulled here as
Substitution
Alba will
for
sit down
DLSU. Michelle Cobb
and
for
Sotomil will
Mars
serve.
Alba.
23-18. UP looking to consolidate their first round win. 9 service errors for UP. After that, Sotomil error.
But it's also important, Boom, for LaSalle really to end this set, whether they come out winning this or not, to end this set with a bang, because you cannot show the other schools who are scouting you really hard like that.
And that's their,
weakness.
you know what? That was the loudest their UP crowd was during a service.
Right.
They were trying to psych Lourdes Clemente out of that,
And
and they
now,
succeeded. You can credit 1 point to the crowd on that one. While they're cheering on Justin Dorum here at match point. 24-19. Cheng, cross court. Sotomil, bump set. Buitre. Luna picks it up. Cheng will safely put it to the UP side. Sotomil will open up. Molde. Check ball. And that will do it. UP repeats over LaSalle in round number 2 as we listen to this crowd.
And in great fashion at that 3 straight sets. I mean, we all did expect this outcome.
De La Salle's mission was they wanted to get back the losses from round number 1. And they wanted to start with UP. But UP came in focused. I think the crucial part of this match, I don't know about you, Noreen, was at set number 2. Yes, UP won convincingly in set number 1, but they were down 5 in set number 2, 17-12, and made that comeback. And parang LaSalle was not able to recover since then.
You're right, Boom, because obviously, you know, now this game and that set, you said, shows what errors can do to the outcome, or can actually determine the outcome of the match. And it did. I mean, it kept haunting them until the 3rd set. So if you watch this match, you gotta know that errors really are the things you really have to check in every game.
You know who's equally happy with the UP crowd and the UP community today? UST. Because UST now is tied with DLSU at 5-3. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. It's getting tight.